to take on that mogul as far as boxing.
Yeah.
Like he has his whole money team emblem, but he doesn't, I don't think he really has any other fighters. He
That's
needs another mainstream fighter that can go along with him. That if he has some of those guys on 20 wins, never been knocked out, get some of them on his team, and you will see boxing take off to a whole nother level because the way with De La Hoya he started Golden Boy.
yeah.
And now he's got Shane Mosley and Bernard Hopkins under him. So Mayweather has to kind of take that kind of approach to it. He has to get some other marketable fighters to join that money team. And I understand the reason why he doesn't is because he wants the bigger share of the pot. There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
He puts his own money out there. He's supposed to get all of it back.
Yeah.
But in order for him to take that next level, I do think that's what he needs to do.
And that's why my thing is that. And then it just as far as just their presence in the 21st century, as far as they're not, as far as when it comes to like social media aspects, and just as far as, and even with, I think boxing is so like in a sense is out of touch with, and even like as far as the consumer of the consumption of the product. We're looking at like case in point, the Mayweather and Pacquiao fight. I mean, you had to get HBO for that. I mean, not HBO, but you had to get Showtime for that. And, in some places, in certain bars, you couldn't go because of, because they were charging places $50,000 to catch a fight. And just, it's this exclusiveness, which I think of course, they made a lot of money, but then you're thinking of how it could be a little bit more accessible to just the average consumer, which I like how they bought the boxing to NBC, which I think that's a step in the right direction. Almost and I think that's how, in a sense, UFC has became became more popular because I think to me, because due to the violence and the nature of the sport, and just the whole aspect of it's accessible.
And also UFC is taking a back seat now. It's just because their prime fighters got older.
Yeah.
And the way Dana White operates, once you lose about that 3 to 5 fight loser streak, that's it. Time to go.
Lesnar.
And then that's where Bellator comes in and they say, all right, well, he don't want you, I'm gonna take you. And so it's like you see that power struggle between the two brands where make it all one thing.
Yeah.
Because it's all under the same thing. It's all MMA. So put it under one house, one umbrella. I mean, you got that's when the moguls and the egos clash because nobody wants to take the back seat to somebody.
Exactly. And which in this case, you bring both of those. And actually, I actually got a tweet now from SportsCenter that Jose Aldo pulls out of UFC 189. So Conor McGregor will fight now Chad Mendes for the interim title. See, amazing how breaking news here on Couch Coach Live we give it to you, like that. But that's what I'm saying. Even with that, and that's one thing, like we said, and the ego comes into that factor because, you say you don't want to take a backseat, but there's a lot of money to be made because both of them, if you put them two together, it brings the perfect aspect, like the boxing and with the UFC, put them together in a sense because I always say I like UFC because it's accessible. I can always watch a UFC fight versus, boxing is like, I mean, you can watch it, but, the big fights you can't watch. It's almost, it's imagine now if the NBA Finals was on Showtime or any type of championship fight or
other boxing fights, especially boxing fights, like the Mayweather and Pacquiao. Comcast stuck their hand in there. I said, okay, in order for you to order this fight, your bills got to be up to date. So it was just like so many people, like the boxing world charged all of this money.
Yeah.
Everybody said, okay, well, we're gonna lose money for this because we're not making anything. So all right, bam, light bulb goes off. So if you want to watch this, you got to take care of this too. Yeah. So it's like even with like NBC stepping in, offering a free fight. That stuff. Yeah. And so you can get the popularity of the sport back, make it easier for people to see.
Yeah, and that's why, and especially, and we live in such a world, and I think, and it's kind of weird because it kind of now remind me. Remember how like when the NFL Network was in its infancy, of how it almost made you like, I need to get the NFL Network because You know, but shout out, yeah, and
need
you know,
a sports
I need a
package.
sports package, and I need the Thursday night game. Well, they had Thursday night football back then, like maybe like 2007.
Yeah.
Shout out to Brian Gumble. I mean to Brian Gumble who made me fall asleep on every Thursday night
gosh.
game, and yeah. Those are those are the good old days. I knew for sure Friday morning I had a great night of sleep.
Yeah,
And all days out of the week, I knew Friday morning I was gonna come refresh. I don't know if I had to go to work or even just was awful. Even I think at that time I was in college.
I mean, this is like now you have to watch Jim Nantz and Phil Simms. Like, if you have trouble sleeping, just watch them two, or just watch AFC football. Period.
Hell yeah, Baltimore. Watch Baltimore.
Baltimore Pittsburgh game. Oh, good.
Oh my God. You know what, honey? I'll do the do list.
Yeah, it's.
I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it. But yeah, any final words for the State of the Union of boxing?
Just fix boxing. Somebody needs to come up and fix it. Just have one promoter. Just because I think they got too many federations. The IBF and the WBF. They just need one main stem just to have everybody control it. Because you got too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah, too many cooks in the kitchen, and then you got too many hands in the cookie jar.
Yeah. Everybody wants to be the chief now.
Yeah, and that's why I think it's a lot of ego with that. And then, like I said, just make it accessible. Make it accessible to the poor man like myself. Hardworking man. I want to see some fights. I mean, I already pay almost $200 for cable.
Oh man.
Give me something for free. give me something. But yeah. So what we do? We take a brief time out, and then when we come back, we're gonna play a game.
All right.
So we're gonna I'm getting into my game show host mode.
Okay.
We'll be back here on Couch Coach Live.
We almost on time.
We made good time.